Hello everyone and welcome to Nervous Nessie. Today is day 6 of this trip. So because I got in so late last night and I was so exhausted, there's a few little things I wanted to kind of touch on regarding this Airbnb. One thing is yes, there is only one outlet behind the bed there that you can use, but the little lamp by the bed does have a plug in the back for a USB-C, one of the little like teeny tiny ones. But still, I thought I'd mention that because that is there. I said that it took me less than an hour to get here last night. The clock does not work. Right now it's like 10 in the morning. So it was a little over an hour that actually took me to get here. I did not walk as fast as I thought I did. Then also in the bathroom, swing around here, I did not open these little cabinets, but I'll show you there's really nothing there. It looks like unfinished cabinets. This top one, ugh, I have to reach to get that one, but it's like unfinished cabinets right there. And then there is a washer and dryer here. I'm gonna keep my voice down. It's outside. It's right there. So that is suite E, and my place is suite D, but the washer and dryer, they're right there. There is dryer sheets and washing powder sitting on top. I don't use washing powder. In fact, when I do wash my clothes where I live, my apartment, it's community washers and dryers, and it never fails. I wash my clothes and get them out, and somebody has used washing powder instead of liquid or the little gel packs, and I end up pulling my clothes out with washing powder all over them. And it doesn't matter where I live. Anytime that I've ever lived somewhere where someone used washing powder, especially my leggings, they're just powder coated. So I kind of wish that I had noticed that this place was going to have a washer and dryer, and I would have probably bought like a little travel size thing, or I would have bought at the hostel the ones that they had. But realistically, I don't think I'm gonna have time to wash clothes. So it is about 10 o'clock right now, and my train is at, I believe, 6 a.m. So I'm gonna have to get up in enough time to get ready, fully ready, as packed and all of that, and then see how I'm going to get to the train station. I will try to call a taxi and see if they can come pick me up. But that's not always a guarantee. I have no way of tracking them, no way of knowing if they say, yeah, we'll be there, if they'll actually be here. So I have to get up extra early to get ready and get packed and be ready to go, then call the taxi and have a cutoff time. And I'm thinking my cutoff time is probably going to be 4:30 in the morning. And that way I can say, you know, I need a taxi here by 4:30 so that it can get here and I can get to the station. I can always sleep at the station. Or if 4:30 rolls around and they're not here, I'm gonna have to walk to the station. And I wanna leave myself plenty of time to walk, just in case. So this morning I am going to go and get breakfast, which I'm so excited about. So when I travel, I try not to eat at chains or anything like that. I try to eat where the locals eat, but On my way walking over last night, I saw the beacon of hope. I was so excited. Right down the street from where I am staying, there is a Cracker Barrel, and I love, love, love Cracker Barrel. Their food is always so good. Doesn't matter where I go in the country. Their food is consistently good, and I love going in there. They have the little store in there, so maybe I can get some souvenirs in there. And yeah, I'm really excited about that because where I live, we really don't have one. So the only time that I ever get to eat at a Cracker Barrel is when I travel. So I'm going to eat there right down the street, and then we're going to start exploring Port Huron. So to give you an idea, this is my Airbnb, and that is Cracker Barrel. That is how close I am to my glorious breakfast this morning. When I got to Cracker Barrel, I ordered the Country Boy breakfast. It comes with 3 eggs, whichever way you decide to have them cooked, and 2 sides. I ended up choosing the fresh fruit and the hash brown casserole, and then it comes with your choice of meat. I ended up choosing the sugar cured ham. It also comes with biscuits and gravy. The funny thing is they never brought the biscuits and gravy to the table, but it didn't matter because I couldn't even finish what I had. I also got an orange juice and a coffee as well. So I grabbed my breakfast and I looked on the map of how to get to the lighthouse here in Port Huron, and it was about a 2-mile walk. And it looked on the map like I was walking along the freeway, and I was like, that can't be right because you can't walk on the freeway. And it turns out that there's actually a really nice wide paved bike trail that goes along the side of the freeway. And as you're going along the trail, when you get to the actual streets, there's signs telling you, like, turn here for the downtown area, turn here for waterfront or the lighthouse. And I would say that Port Huron, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being highest for walkability, I would give it a 10. It's so easy to walk here. There's signs everywhere telling you where to go, and yeah, it's a very, very walkable city. There's sidewalks through the actual residential areas, lots of cute little houses, but I'm really surprised at how walkable this city is. So I've made it here to the lighthouse. Behind me is Lake Huron, so get to mark that off the list. And then in front of me, which now is behind me, is the actual lighthouse. I do not know how to pronounce it. Gratiot, Gratiot, Gratiot. I haven't been able to talk to anyone yet because there's no one here. Obviously I would like to go up into the top of the lighthouse because I've never been in the top of a lighthouse, but if you come in the winter, there's no one here. You have full reign of the place. There is some maintenance crew wandering around on lawnmowers and things like that, but yeah, it's very peaceful, very pretty here. They do have benches where you can sit. They have a lot of like the historical markers where you can read about the history of the lighthouse. And if you can see between the lighthouse and the building, there is the bridge. I believe it's the Blue Water Bridge, and it connects the United States to Canada. And if you go on that bike trail to get down to the or technically up to the lighthouse, there, you have to go under that bridge, and there's a sign there that it's like Immigration and Border Patrol. You cannot walk over the bridge, but I did do research. You can call and see if you can get a taxi that will take you to Canada, and obviously you have to have your passport, but if you come to Port Huron, Canada's right there. You could just easily go over to Canada. But yeah, it's very nice here. I may hang out for a little bit. Over this way is a park with some swing sets and stuff. And then I'll head kind of back the way that I came, and then I go the other way to get to the downtown area. So I will go check that out and take all of you with me. So yeah, this lighthouse is pretty cool. So I did want to mention, I do think that this is the lighthouse that I saw many, many years ago. So quick story, I was working a job, and I had to answer the phone and make appointments, and there was so much downtime. And in the office where I was sitting was a picture of this lighthouse in this building from the view of being on the water. And I had nothing to do during my downtime, so I would just sit and draw this lighthouse in this building. So I find it kind of cool that here it is many, many years later that I'm actually at that lighthouse and at that building. So that's why I was kind of excited to come here and check this lighthouse out, just to make sure that yes, in fact, it is the one that I saw many years ago and used to draw during my downtime. But let's go explore some more of Port Huron. I am sitting at the waterfront park area. I think it's actually called Waterfront Park. And there's a lot to see here. It's actually really cool. There's the Tuskegee Airmen, Alabama Tuskegee Airmen Memorial, where the airmen came up to Michigan to, I guess, train. There's also a memorial apparently in, I think, 1913. There was a huge storm. It was, I believe, actually 2 storms that hit the area, and a lot of people lost their lives. So there's a memorial for that. There's also a Native American memorial, and you get a great view of the Blue Water Bridge, and you can see Canada. I'll swing the camera around here. So this is the Blue Water Bridge, and that is Canada on the other side of the water there. That is how close Port Huron is to Canada. I think if you were a really strong swimmer, because it looks like the current is going pretty fast, and you don't mind the cold, you could swim to Canada. If you notice kind of over in the distance, there is a United States flag and a Canada flag. And then on the United States side, if you look up, there is the Canada and United States flags over on this side as well. The memorials are down that way, some of them, and the Native American one is over this way. But this is a great place to come and take pictures and relax while you're walking through Port Huron. It's just amazing that it's this close to Canada. It would be nice if they had a way where you could walk across the bridge. I mean, they could easily check your passport and make sure you're good to walk across. I don't see why not, but yeah. I will say that traffic on the bridge is backed up, obviously because of customs and having to come into the countries, but yeah, it's a pretty nice little park down here. I am back at the Airbnb, and boy am I tired. I mapped it out, and today I have walked approximately 7 miles. My feet are screaming and so are my legs. But luckily it was pretty much flat. The whole city seems very flat. There's little small inclines, but for the most part, the whole city of Port Huron is flat. So the route that I went is I left my Airbnb, which is on Water Street. Like I said, it's right down the street from the Cracker Barrel. And I walked over to the lighthouse. That was about 2.5 miles. And then from there, I kind of took a break at the park to let my legs rest. And then I started walking along the edge of the water, took a few little breaks along the way, and then made my way to the downtown area, which is this cute little quaint area. A lot of little mom and pop local shops. Now, I was trying to look for souvenirs, and everyone that I talked to was like, there's really no place for souvenirs. I did have a couple of people recommend Hallmark, that is on the north side of Port Huron, but that was going to be way out of the way for me. So I decided not to go there. But I did stick my head into a couple of places in the downtown area and asked around, and they recommended Polka Dot Pandas. It's a little boutique shop that has local handmade items, and they also do alterations there. The two ladies that work there were really, really nice. I was able to get a Port Huron Christmas ornament and a Michigan shot glass. This morning when I was at Cracker Barrel, I asked if they had anything. They did have some magnets and they had stickers. So I grabbed the stickers so I can make my own magnets. And so I'm pretty good right now on my souvenirs for Michigan. From the, sounds like somebody is using the washer and dryer. From the downtown area, well, before I left the downtown area, I went to Raven Cafe. The entrance was just calling to me. It is so interesting to look at from the outside, so I figured, okay, the inside must be pretty cool. And it did not disappoint. It's kind of an Edgar Allan Poe themed cafe where they do serve food and they have coffee. So I went in there to get my second coffee of the day. But they were very nice there. The coffee's really good. Yeah, it's a really cool little cafe. So if you're in the downtown Port Huron area, check out Raven Cafe and then stop into Polka Dot Pandas. But from the downtown area, I was like, you know what? I'm tired. And it's another 2.5 miles to walk back to the Airbnb. So I decided to walk back. Again, it was kind of a straight shot to get here. Water Street. Seems like Water Street kind of runs through Port Huron. So it's very convenient to have my Airbnb be on be on Water Street in Port Huron. Right now it is 3:14. I don't have anything else planned. I do want to grab a bite to eat, but not for a little bit. I'm not quite hungry yet. Breakfast filled me up, and it was a little bit later breakfast. I think I'm going to eat dinner at Bob Evans, I think is the name of the place. It's kind of up where Cracker Barrel is, but on the other side of the street. On the other side of the street this way and that way. But I think it's a chain, which I try not to do chains. Cracker Barrel is a chain, but we don't have a Bob Evans that I know of where I live, so I'll check them out. And then after dinner, I'm probably going to just go ahead and take a shower and everything and crash out because I have to get up so ridiculously early. I'm going to try and get as much sleep as I can, but of course I can always sleep on the train. It's like a 6.5 hour ride back to Chicago. So I can sleep on the train. It won't be the best sleep, but at least I can sleep. But yeah, I got to see a large chunk of Port Huron, and it is a very nice little city. Everyone that I did meet was very friendly. So if you get a chance to come up to Michigan, then try to make your way up to Port Huron because it is a very nice city.